Everyone, my name is Ed, and I come from Synology product management team. And actually, every day from our management team, we are looking for a way to help you to achieve higher level of storage server. So we are looking for a way to overcome the challenges for data, for information, and also for storage. So the way we do so is just like the title. We explore more possibilities and bring the features that were only available from a high-end product, high-end storage product to all of you. And today it's my pleasure to be here and share with you all of our team's hard working and our outcome for challenging your storage challenges. And we will separate all the different technology breakthrough into 3 different parts. They are storage, backup, and speed, or say performance. So let's get started with storage. And actually from our product team, we receive a lot of suggestions from you, almost 5,000 suggestions per month. So yeah, so thank you. And we see a lot of interesting things. And one of the most asked things is that whether there is a way to manage more than one disk station. Okay, we receive a lot of requests from here because in Asia, like my hometown, Taiwan, more and more environments or say business, they deploy more and more disk stations, but they are cutting down the budget for hiring IT people. So all of the IT guys, they have these tremendous or say ideas to say whether it's a way to create a simple way to manage all of the disk stations. So the first breakthrough that I would like to share with you is the central management system, or say CMS. So before we talk about what is the CMS, let's talk about the challenges that we see from all of you, of our IT professionals. So the first one is there's no single point of monitoring. That means if you imagine that if you have 2 or more disk stations in your environment, how to know for which disk station is not healthy? So before DSM-5, you have to go to different disk stations, log in and log out to know this information. So the first issue is that there's no single point of monitoring. And also, sometimes your employee come to you and say she or he find some issue from your server. And in this time, of course, because you don't have a single point of access, you have to go through different servers and try to find the one which has the issue and config and change the settings. So another issue, another challenge for management is there's no single point access for easy management. Also, when you have multiple disk stations in your environment, it will be very hard to deploy the settings to all of the different disk stations because in an existing way, you have to export settings and apply to multiple different disk stations manually. So it was very hard to provisioning very different, or say a lot of different disk stations in your environment. And central management system, or say CMS, is built for these challenges. And there are 3 major features. Okay, the first one is smart hard. So we build it with smart. We're building it with smart that can unify the monitor. So you can go to a single point and see all of the things. And the second part, or say second feature, is smart management. So you can do the remote administration, or say remote control. That means you can use only one window to control all of the disk stations in your environment. And the third one is the smart governance. So like we talked about, because you have many different disk stations, so now you can apply only one role to all of the disk stations, and all the disk stations will share the same settings. So to configure a central management system is very, very easy. So as you can see here, okay, we have 7 disk stations in this chart. And so in this case, you can select one of them to be the management server and install the CMS package on this management server. And after that, you can join or say register all the different servers to this management server. So that's it. And afterwards, you can log in your management server and directly access all the different registered servers in this chart.
Excuse me?
Yes?
What happens when the management server is broken?
Okay, this is a great question, and I can talk you with the detail later, maybe after the presentation.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so first, the first feature is unified monitoring. So, like the chart over here, we can do performance and utilization monitoring, and also we can collect all the information from different servers. So you can use the single point access to know all the servers' healthy status. And also we can summarize all the notifications from different servers. So as regards, you can use single point access to know all the current information and notification from different servers. And the second feature from CMS is the remote administration. So from here, you can also use one single point of access to control many different destinations. And also, if you have many destinations and you would like to upgrade the packages on all of these different servers, you can also use CMS server to do the upgrade. And for policy-based configuration, here we are talking about two concepts. The first one is group. The second one is policy. Okay. So the group means because when you have multiple destinations, some of them will have similar missions. So for instance, here we have 5 destinations, and 2 of them in the Taipei headquarters. We deploy them in the data center. So these 2 destinations have similar missions. As well as the other destinations in US branch, these destinations are used to exchange files with our third-party partners. So also, we have servers, they share similar missions. So in this case, we can group them into different groups. And after that, we can apply different rules. For instance, for Taipei HQ, I can apply the firewall rules, because firewall is very important settings for the servers in your data center. And also for your US branch, because you exchange files with your partners. So auto plug will be very important. So here is the whole picture. That means, first of all, you can group different servers, and also you can apply different rules that automatically make different servers have similar, or say, the same configuration. So here I would like to jump to the demonstration to show you how CMS can benefit from these features. Okay, after you install the CMS package on the central management server, or say management server, so you will see the icon over here. Okay, I just click and open it. So this is the so-called the single point of access for monitoring. So as you can see here, I can see all the status for my server, and also I can see all the status of my hard drives. And also I can see the following status. So that means I can control everything on these different servers. And of course, I can see this, if there's any package need to be updated, it will show up here. And also I can jump to the server side to know all the details about all the different servers in this CMS system. So first of all, you can select from different servers to see all the detailed information. For instance, I select this one. I can see general information, network settings, file information, hard drives, and my favorite part, the application. So from application here, you can see all the installed application on the selected server. So the first thing you can do is that we can do is real-time monitoring. So from here, you can see I have resource monitor. So I just click the resource monitor. And as you can see here, I don't need to go to the different server, log in and log out to see this information. For now, just one click, and I can see everything. And also you can jump to different server directly from here. And after, maybe you find something wrong in the resource monitor, and you would like to change some settings. You can directly go to the application page, and also click the control panel. So the control panel you see right now is the selected servers control panel. So also from here, you don't need to log in from another browser. You can directly do the configuration on the selected server. And for other applications, of course, you can directly launch them from here. For instance, I would like to configure the mail server on this selected destination. I can directly click the mail server, and it will directly help me to open the destination manager on that server. Let me do the So with this feature, if you want to browse or say configure different application on different server, it will be very easy to do so in the future. You just go to the CMS server and then click the application you want to configure. And more than that, we also have a lot of different features on CMS. For instance, the notifications. So from here, as you can see here, we receive a notification from the other server that registered to this CMS. Also the logs, the updates, and then also the mentioned group and policy. So from here, you can see we already have a group, which is Synology HQ. So the servers in this group will apply the firewall rule, like the example that we have in the PowerPoint slide. And also, if I want to create another group, I can directly click Create. And for here, I would like to create a group for the branch office. So I just type in branch. And that's it. I have another group. And I can drag and drop different servers to this group. So that's very easy to create another group. And also, just like the example, we can create the auto block rule or say policy applied to all these different servers. So I click policy, and here I would like to say it's an auto block. And I can select the policy, enable the auto block. So by doing so, you can see that we will just use a little of time. You can create different group to group different destinations. And also you can apply rules to automatically config these different destinations. And also I can jump to the storage side over here. Okay, from this page, you can see all the shares that in these different destinations and do a quick search. For instance, if I would like to know for which destination has a video is shared, I can use the filter over here to instantly know for which server has the video shared. Also the file status to know the usage, percentage of your file, your disk group, and hard drive status. So with the CMS, as we talked about, you can use the single point access to view everything, control everything, and manage everything. So, to be able to see and control so many different servers, that leads us to imagine there is a possibility to consolidate all the resources on different servers and provide a single point access to help our users not only can manage all the servers, but also can access all the resources on different servers. So here is another breakthrough that we introduced in DSM 5.0, which is the CIFS scale cluster. So what is the CIFS cluster? Before talking about that, first of all, let's take a look at the business challenge for storage. So this is a typical configuration in most of business. So you have application server in the left-hand side. Also, you have intranet in your company. Okay, and also you have many storage servers. So in this configuration, there's one thing that is very important, is the utilization. Because different server has different missions. For instance, the red one, all right? This server is the storage server for CRM system. So this server receives a lot of different files from your customer. So it's reached to its limit in a very short period of time. But at the same time, you have another server which provides its storage capacity as a web server. So because the web server is only have a small amount of data, so this server have available resources. But because all the different servers, actually they are separate servers. So when this red server, they reach to its limitation for capacity, it cannot borrow the resource from other servers. So that leads to the first challenge, that is, resource is not utilized properly. So when this happens, the thing you have to do is to upgrade this server. But unfortunately, the options for upgradation is limited. For instance, you can easily expand the storage capacity by introducing more and more expansion units. But there is a design for the maximum number of expansion units. So in this case, that means you cannot unlimitedly expand the storage space by expansion unit. Also, you cannot expand the memory size or install more and more NIC cards unlimitedly. So because the hardware limitation, there is always a limitation for the options for operation. And the third one is that, okay, today you decide to upgrade something. So you decide to upgrade your memory. So the first thing you have to do is to turn off the server, open the chassis, and install more and more memory. So in this period of time, your partners or your employees in the company will feel and will have the service discontinuity in this period of time. So these challenges are the so-called business challenges for storage. And the CIFS cluster is built for overcome these challenges. So with the CIFS cluster, you can see the animation over here. So we can aggregate, consolidate all the resources in a different storage servers and provide a single way and single point of access to help all of your users or application servers can easily access all the resources in these different storage servers. So on the Synology CIFS scale cluster, we offer 4 major functions. The first one is designed for big data file sharing. So you can create one shared folder, and all of the people can access this shared folder and access all the resources that provided by the cluster. And also your resources is on demand. So when you have reached the limitation for performance, you can add more server to enhance the performance. Also, when you reach the limitation for the storage, you can also introduce more server as a storage capacity to enhance the total capacity. And the third feature is that we can do the intelligent resource allocation because your cluster is composed by different servers. So we can help you to load balance all the resources on these different servers. And the last one is service continuous. So because the cluster is composed by different servers, so if one server goes down, another server will take the responsibility of that server to provide a continuous service. So here's the architecture for the Synology CIFS scale-out cluster. So as the chart over here, when you deploy the first storage, it can provide a space and performance. So when you reach the limitation of the space, you can introduce more server and assign the server as the storage server. So in this case, you can expand the space by using more storage servers. And also, when you reach the limitation for performance, you can also introduce new servers and assign a server to the computing server and expand the performance. And of course, you can also introduce a server, both be the storage server and the computing server in your configuration. And in Taiwan, the beta event we have last week, we have a very beautiful server over here. And in this server is the real-time demonstration for the cluster. And in this configuration, we introduced 9 of the RS-3614X Plus servers with almost 300 hard drives to compose a 1 petabyte storage capacity within 11 minutes. So I believe some of you might think about, oh, this is just a chart, it's not true. So we take a video. So we took a video for creating an over 1 petabyte storage real time. So here, let me open a video. And this video I took directly from the event that we host in Taipei. So as you can see here, to manage the cluster, you can easily go to the CMS to do a measurement. And what I'm going to do here is I will create a 1 petabyte storage. And I have a stopwatch over here, so you can see how long we take to create this 1 petabyte storage. So let's click play. So here I will go through the steps to create the following. Okay, I select some options here. And from here you can see we have 9 servers, and I select all of them. And I click next. Okay. And in this step, I will select all the 300 hard drives over here. Yeah, so it's really a lot numbers of hard drives. So it takes me a lot of time to select all of them. Okay, after I click the apply, and I will instantly click the start from the stopwatch. Okay, so as you can see here, the progress is start. So I just fast forward. Okay, it's 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, it's almost down here. All right, it's just past 11 minutes. Okay, yeah. So after like 11 minutes and 20 seconds, we have accomplished the creation. So from here, you can see I have a file over here, which is 1 petabyte. And let me zoom in. So you can see here, only 11 minutes, 1 petabyte file is ready to use. So not only we can create such big file to use, we can also utilize very the functionalities from the CMS provided by the cluster. So the first functionality is the load balancing. Okay, so around here you can see we have a cluster. We have a cluster configuration over here. So and I have 9 servers. So the load balancing means when you have multiple application servers, and these different servers ask for different files in the cluster. Then in this case, different server will provide capability to serve this request, like here, like I mentioned here. So the first asks for the A, and the second server asks for B. And so you can see all the paths, all the servers are balanced for this request and do the load balancing. And other than load balancing, we can do failover. So that means when you have a file on your application server, which is the file C, and you would like to write this file to your cluster, so it will be like this. So it will write the data to 2 of the storage server. So in this case, if one of the server goes down, you can still access the complete file set from your cluster. And actually, from our design, we support 3 types of data protection. The stripe doesn't provide the data protection capability, but it supports the fastest performance for this configuration. And for one replica, it's just like the example we showed before. So one server down, you can still access the complete file set. And the third one is 2 replica. So from 2 replica, because all of the file have 2 replicas on different servers. So even 2 servers goes down, you can still access the complete file. So when we talk about the data protection, the best way to do data protection is to do backup. So in the following section, I will share with you our breakthrough in DSM-5 for file and iSCSI backup. So let's take an example over here. So personally, my girlfriend, she'd like to share her pictures to her friends from Facebook. So first thing before she wants to share the picture is ask me to do some Photoshop. So it takes me quite a lot of time to do the Photoshop on her photos. Yeah, you know. But the thing is that after my hard working, I didn't save the file. And in this time, my disk station is very clever. It triggered a scheduled backup. But because I haven't saved the file, so the unchanged picture will be backed up. So this is the so-called data backup issue. This issue happens because your application server here, also your application, did not integrate with your backup task. Because that means when you do a backup, your application will not aware of that. So you will not back up the most current data from your application server. So this issue happens on iSCSI logs. So we will introduce a small software that called Snapshot Manager in DSM-5 to do the integration between the application server and your storage server. So it will be like this. So you install the Snapshot Manager on your application server. Then afterwards, when you trigger a snapshot from your disk station, then your disk station will notify your Snapshot Manager, say, hey, I would like to take a snapshot. Then in this case, your Snapshot Manager will check in the latest data to your storage. So it will be like save the most current data to your storage. And then your storage will create a snapshot. So in this case, we can help our users to guarantee the snapshot has the most current, most consistent data set in this configuration. And the Snapshot Manager supports 2 major platforms, which is Windows and VMware. And that means we can cover 90%, or say over 90% of a virtualization environment to enable the Snapshot Manager and help you to take the data consistency snapshot and data. And other than logs, we also enhance the capability to help you to protect your files. So now we can support multi-version data protection. That means you can preserve not only your file, not only your work, but also the history, the process of your work can be also protected. And the different versions of the single file, we can do the block level incremental backup. That means if you have a 10 gigabyte file, but you only change 1 megabyte in it. So in the 2 version, you can use only 1 megabyte to preserve another version of this file. And the third feature from the Multiversion Backup is we fully support local and remote backup. That means you can do the Multiversion Backup on the same disk station or on another disk station. So some of you might use the backup feature from disk station many times. And now we change the name of the backup and restore to backup and replication. So it's a built-in application, and you can launch it by clicking this icon over here. So as you can see here, we introduced the overview page to our backup application. So you can see all the upcoming tasks and also the accomplished tasks. So in the following section, I will share with you some of the performance enhancements in different environments that we enhanced in DSM 5.0. So the first one is SSD read and write cache. So on DSM 4.3, we already support to use 2 SSD to enhance the read performance. And now we have improved this feature and support the write cache. So now you can use 2 SSDs as a supercharger for your storage. So in the future, when you have a data writing to the storage, First of all, it will write to a fast reaction SSD, and then this station will write the data to a D station in the backend. So in this case, we can enhance the performance up to 2 times by only 2 SSD drives. And the second enhancement is about iSCSI reading. We all know that to have the best performance for reading, the reading sequence is very critical, because random reading will be like this. You will waste a lot of time to search the right location for your data. And that gives us a great opportunity to enhance the performance in DSM 5.0. So in DSM 5.0, for iSCSI random access, we will organize and optimize the reading to a sequential reading like this. So in this case, we can dramatically improve the performance up to 7 times. And the third performance enhancement is regarding the memory, because we all know that the D station, or say DSM, is a great platform to install and run various different applications. So when you have various applications running, you can see that you will occupy all the memory spaces. But sometimes after you run an application and you close it, this application will enter the inactive mode. But this memory, you still occupy it. So when you have new application you would like to run, first thing is you have to move this inactive memory's data into a hard drive. So in this process, you can see the performance decline. And in DSM 5.0, because we know that the CPU powering nowadays is really powerful. So instead of move the data from your memory to your storage, we can use the CPU to compress the inactive memories and leave free space for more applications. We also improve the performance in different environments. For instance, imagine that you are in a coffee shop, and you would like to access your DSM. The selection is you would like to use the HTTPS for secure access. And in this case, we enhance the performance up to 20%. And another case is in your home. You have Mac or many Macs in your home. And in this case, we improve the AFP speed for small files up to 30 times. And for your data center, you deploy the HA configuration. And in this case, in DSM-5, you can utilize more connections between your 2 different HA servers, the hybrid connection, to do the data transfer on both of the connections, and enhance the performance up to 50 times. So today we'll talk about a lot of new features regarding to storage, to control all of the storage in your environment, and consolidate all of the servers to provide a clustered storage. And also, we talk about how to do a higher level backup efficiency regarding to the application server, integrate with your storage server to do backup, and also the multi-version backup solution. And also, we deliver a lot of different speed or say performance acceleration on different purpose and in different environments. So thank you, and if you have any question, please feel free to contact me after the live draw. Thank you.